at the top every single time we look at this bracket. Here we are. The game is starting. We got Sonido and Player-1 squaring off. Now I want to see how this. Okay, so we're starting on PS2. I want to see how everything is moving.
Do you think this was just a start where they just want to start on PS2, or you think?
Now, against these top players, they might have a preference of stage striking, but what I want to see is how Sonido just advances this, because look, Player-1 just has him in a blender right now. There is no way out right now. Look at him.
Oh yeah.
A quick 95%.
Man, he's already at 100%. Player-1 really working with a lot here. The best part about this is he has a lead on Sonic, which is definitely the situation you want to be in.
Right. But see, what I would like to hear from you is how an aggressive Sonic such as Sonido can start to dig his way out of this hole, because you're gone. You're gone.
I mean, he's going to need to stay in Player-1's space, so Player-1 can't get his setup, but he needs to also play kind of safe. He doesn't want to commit, but he just wants to stay close to Diddy. If he can stay near Diddy without overextending or committing or whatever, he can force Diddy into some situations where he might have to throw something or get rid of his banana, and then he can steamroll him when he doesn't have control of it.
Yeah, and one thing that we see right now that Player-1 is doing so well is he is just extending off of these straight hits.
Oh
As we know,
Player-1, yo, I gotta give Player-1 his flowers while he's here. Cause bro, he's got a little something going on, dude. A lot of great mix-ups and a lot of great item play.
Yeah, and one thing that you can see is how Player-1 is using very smart. I like how he's using these bananas to get these grabs and kind of start a chain of a combo. His banana play has been unreal this set.
Can I say, I wasn't expecting this? like no shade to Player-1. He's an amazing player. I just wasn't expecting him to be going off like this. He has a huge lead right now.
No, absolutely. Look, he did great in his set versus Hush Puppy, but now, this could be death. Oh, very smart. So Player-1 tried to cover that roll get-up option, but right now, he could almost send this to a two-stock lead. Oh, very good coverage from Sonido. And again,
don't sleep on the barrels. They will come back.
Yeah, we can't count Sonido out either. This may be a large hill to climb, but this is something that Sonido has done before. Very talented player and has the ability to clutch out these situations. But again, against these top-level players from Georgia, very hard to make this type of comeback.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. And he gets that up smash on the back air. Sonido was going a little too hard there for a moment, so he did something unsafe and got punished for it. But I know Sonido knows how to play with the pace of the match really well. He might just need to slow it down a little bit and whittle Diddy down. But Player-1's got these combos, and right now, man, he's just throwing out so many hitboxes. Look how many hitboxes are coming out. But it's like, what is Sonic? Sonic's having a hard time getting past him.
Well, that's the one thing. The thing that we need to see right now is that Player-1 is doing so good at extending his advantage state off of just a couple straight hits. Not only that, but his item play has been so on point right now. And see, I think that's the hallmark of a top-level Diddy player.
Yeah, a top-level Diddy player is going to have crazy item games. You just can't. Certain players, if you're using one of those characters that use items like Peach or Diddy or Rob, you can expect top-notch item play from them, especially when you have an item that's as crazy as a banana, because that is one of the best items.
Absolutely one thing that we got to look out for. But look, one thing we have seen, especially during that Hush Puppy set, I want to see how Player-1 is going to mix up his recovery, especially in this kind of disadvantage type of situation that he's in.
Let's see, where's this going? Ooh, okay.
I mean, Player-1.
One thing Player-1 does that I like is he does the side B on the ledge while you're trying to recover, so it can two-frame you. So you got to be ready for that.
Yeah, and when we look at this, Player-1 is just definitely continuing and pressing this advantage state so well. But look at the one thing that we've seen. He is controlling this center state. He basically creates a box and says, there is nowhere for you to advance. You have to approach me aerially, and I know how to cover that.
Yeah. And the thing is, Sonic usually, that was great up smash. Banana up smash confirm will take it. That's actually something, too, that Sonics usually don't have to worry as much about, because usually Sonic can control so much space on the stage just using his speed that most characters can't compete with that as far as stage control goes, but Diddy can. Diddy has a projectile, and he also has the banana, which covers the ground and controls that space, so Sonic can't move around as much as he would like to, and that's what Sonic does. He uses movement to do everything.
Yeah, and one thing that I do want to see is, okay, so now we're going to Battlefield, a little bit of a choke for Sonic, but also I think this takes away from Player-1. Again, double-edged sword here. You're giving him the platform extensions. I think the way Player-1 has been successfully comboing against Sonido, this is a little bit of a gamble against yourself.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would definitely agree with that. The platforms are definitely really going to help Sonic approach from a lot of different angles. But maybe, you know, I do notice that Player-1 has really good control of using the platform to his advantage as well. He likes to do like the ledge cancel and the slip, the side B slip off the ledge on the platforms and stuff. So.
Yeah, but right now Sonido coming out very hard out of the gate. He's definitely changed up his play style. Very, very much so in this matchup. But what I like to see is that Sonido is kind of trying to deny option coverage from Player-1 so he can't set up.
He's playing a little bit more reserved too. You notice every time he goes in on Diddy, then just tries to pressure Diddy into doing something and then pulls back just a little bit. He's using his speed to his advantage a lot better this time. And you can see he already went up a stock.
Yeah, again, this is a very dynamic game. This is what I really like to see from this type of player. But again, Player-1, I wouldn't count him out. This is very reminiscent of what happened last time, but what we have to see is how Player-1 is going to take this information against Sonido and convert this into damage. Right now, it's still very close, but Sonido has a huge lead right now, and it's only advancing further.
Yeah, it's only getting better. Like, this is looking like a little bit of an opposite version of what happened in the first match. Sonido is just really utilizing this lead to his advantage. He's really utilizing these platforms. This is not looking like it's working out for Player-1 like he imagined. Oh, and that backer, yeah.
Yeah, and one thing that, look, I am so impressed with how Sonido has adapted to Player-1. Again, we see that Player-1 is just really struggling to get any setups here. I thought that the platforms would play to his advantage, but Sonido is just unrelentingly running Player-1 down and basically forcing him to make a bad decision on the fly.
It's kind of crazy because in the first game, Player-1 basically was doing that to Sonido, and it's like he kind of stole he Sharingan'd his his strategy and is kind of using it against him. Both characters have these crazy mix-up games. Oh my
That's
God.
it, 3 stocks.
What's a 3 stock?
3 stock seed.
That's pretty dominant. That's a statement. That's a statement.
So I believe Sonido took away FD and Pokemon Stadium. So where would you go if you are Player-1? I don't know about Smashville, man. That seems like a very aggressive choice.
Yeah. He said FD and what was the other stage you had?
PS2.
PS2. I mean, Smashville is a little bit more of a more constricted stage. There's less room to move around. PS2 is, I don't know, how does...
Again, small battlefield. I don't know how I feel about this.
Version?
Not just that. You have a smaller PS2, but you're also compacting the blast zones in this scenario.
I mean, like, well, look, he chose Battlefield last time. That wasn't a good idea. So maybe his idea...
Well, that was Sonido's counter thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like, this is kind of a lot different than normal Battlefields, and that lack of the third platform really matters. This stage is very small, very constricted. There's not a lot of space, and maybe that's what players want. He can force a lot of situations using the banana and using the projectiles.
Yeah, but what we need to take into account is that he's using barrel very well to extend his combo game, but look, this is just an absolute bloodbath. The Player-1 kind of playing out of the corner right now and trying to get a reversal by having Sonido come to him.
Player-1 have real good control of the stage right now. Looks like we can see why he chose this stage. He really wanted to be able to control a lot of the pace of the match from the center like that. And he can do that using those great aerials and also the banana that is one of the best space control items in the game.
Yeah, and what I'm most impressed with right now is how it's kind of this war of attrition over the banana and center stage. So Player-1 retakes center stage, Sonido pushes in, pushes him off, and then it's back to that kind of war of attrition.
Yeah, I had to play Player-1 earlier today, and that's exactly what it felt like. He will make you really fight for space, fight for positioning on the stage, utilizing that banana and utilizing all these B reversals and mix-ups.
Yeah, and what we can see is that once again, Sonido takes that center stage, pushes Player-1 off, and forces bad recoveries or bad decisions at the ledge. But again, Player-1 has numerous mix-ups. Oh, the back throw. What we need to see, what I really want to see is that, again, we're kind of getting to kill percents where both players are going to have a little bit of trouble getting either a kill or you have to kill off that random straight hit.
For a moment there, it just seemed like they were both kind of like trying to throw hitboxes out and fill each other out and figure out like where the opening was.
Very, very, very unfortunate up smash with there from Player-1. That could have closed out Sonic very quickly. But what we are seeing is Sonido, now that he's taken this advantage, he's going after Player-1, trying to get as much extra credit as he can and try and end this game right now.
But he's really utilizing that speed. He's not overcommitting or anything. I mean, that was a little bit of one, but I mean, it wasn't a bad option to cover that ledge with the F1.
No, not at all. I mean, Player-1 has a pretty big deficit right now. Sonido is just racking up all of this damage very quickly.
He is evening it at a pretty quick pace right now, though, utilizing those Diddy combos.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Diddy Kong has the ability to quickly rack up this damage and extend his advantage. But I feel like part of that problem right now that we're seeing, Z, is that when we overextend our advantage, it's very hard to start digging out of a hole against Sonic. It's not Player-1's job to make Sonido change his thinking process in this neutral.
These guys are playing so fast. I love it. They're making so many micro decisions in a really short amount of time.
That's the thing. You go to a new level of Yomi as a player. Like, oh, that was close. Close.
Oh, great recovery mix-up from Player-1. He didn't want to deal with Sonic. Oh,
what a conversion!
And that's going to pay off for him. He goes up a stock, and this is really important. The reason this stock is so important is these guys have been super even for the last, about minute or so. So, I mean, for him to take a lead right now is really great. He just needs to hold on to this if he wants to win.
Yeah, I can't say enough. Player-1 has been using that recovery multiple times throughout the night, especially against Hush Puppy. But right now, anyone's game right now, last stocks of the tournament life and winners. But this is where
Game 3, man. These guys are even. Who's going to pull it off? Is it going to be... See, you have two highly mobile characters here, but one... I mean, they both kind of, they're kind of playing similar in a weird way. Like, they both do a lot of mix-ups and, get a lot of combos on each other.
Yeah, and what I'm seeing right now is that Sonido is just kind of waiting for Player-1 to land with a laggy aerial and then look, he's calling out these options so well.
That's really important. Oh, wow, he comes down with that aggressive side B. Okay. Oh, man, this is really crazy.
Yeah, and this is where Player-1 has to be a little bit, because that's the game.
He had a side B stuffed out by, I forget what it was. It was like a...
Sonic back air.
A Sonic back air. Great job. Really close match. That was kind of hype, dude. They were like